I would like to start with the good news, because this is the last session before lunch, so enjoy it and just hold on, wait a couple of minutes. I will talk about security, automation, and orchestration. As you can see, just a quick introduction. I'm a freelancer and independent contractor. I'm currently onboarded in an internal red team within a financial institution in France. This is the first time for me to in a development project. So just be kind. I will talk about security operations. Security operations. There is a lot of activities that could be called security operations. So just for this presentation, I can just share my understanding. It's about these activities, and we will try to figure out why and how to add automation within these activities. So we built PatrOwl. PatrOwl is an open source framework for automating and orchestrating security operations. The idea behind is to have a full stack and continuous overview of our cyber security risk. This is the platform you can add your assets, your scan policies, your scan definitions. You can start the scan in these platforms. Scans are executed by engines, and all findings are then collected, analyzed, formatted in a unique way, and then injected in the PatrOwl manager, the unique database. And that's all. No. I will just share about a little detail of why we do these tools. Just a quick understanding of a quick sharing of my understanding of the current evolutions. We are seeing two key factors that leads the current evolution in the IT landscape, which are the acceleration and diversification. And these key factors applies to the assets, the threats, and the security incidents. We see an acceleration of digital program and diversification of assets. There is more and more IT projects in companies, and we are more and more exposed to others, to hostilities. And we have also to deal with new frameworks, new applications, new technologies, and continuous updates. And we also see changes in the software delivery process. Remember a few years ago, it was about 4 to 5 move to production per year for an application. Today, with the DevOps and CI/CD phenomenon, you can perform multiple move to production in one day. So there is something changing. Maybe it's time to think, have another think of the way we do our jobs. The threats are growing too. There are more and more CVEs, more and more CVEs, vulnerabilities, and attackers, of course. And maybe it's easier today to pawn a random server on the internet than before. It's for my experience, and it's leading to more security incidents, having more business impact. So, at the end of the day, it's increasingly hard to have a comprehensive and realistic and sufficiently updated vision of our security, of our cyber exposition. So that's why we try to automate things, little things, to have this overview. We also have to face the talent shortage in IT security. There is not enough people to do the job because we need a lot of skills, lots of people. So we have to figure out a way to do the jobs anyway. To do our jobs, we have to manage security incidents, which We have to identify vulnerabilities before attackers do, and we have to track some indicator of compromise, which could be an early sign of an attack, which could be past, present, or future. And for this, we have to monitor a lot of things, a lot of events. We have to monitor all updates on our assets, so the new applications, the new infrastructure changes. We have also to deal with updates in the InfoSec knowledge database. We have to gather information from the new CV, the new detection method, the new attack method, the new exploit, and so on. And there is no one format. It's very we have to deal with the publication with automated scan or so on. And the final thing is scanning our assets is not enough anymore. We have to scan or to gather data from external resources to detect data leaks, to detect attack signals, and understand how third parties see our security risk, our security posture. So it's very, very hard to manage, and it's beginning to be harder and harder. We have to face the windows of exposure problem. The windows of exposure is the time between the vulnerability is here, and we know it is here, and we have to fix it. We want to reduce the delay between the time of the vulnerability is discovered and the time is the time the vulnerability will be fixed. And we also know that today attacker will attack us not because we are a bank or e-commerce or so on. So just we are on the internet. So the single vulnerabilities on our system will be potentially automatically identified and exploited by some scripts or so on. So we have to manage the windows of exposure problem to reduce the delay between discovering and fixing the vulnerability. So we think about automation and orchestration. The difference between these two terms, automation is setting up a single task to run, and orchestration is about coordination of automated tasks. And we want to automate things. Automate things because attackers do automation too. I can share an experience. I installed PatrOwl on a cloud, on a Kubernetes cluster, and I've set my Kubernetes cluster with default parameters. So only 24 hours after my initial installation, I was hacked. A crypto miner was deployed on my cluster, and I was starting crypto mining for someone else. So I've performed a quick forensics, and definitely I was not targeted. It was just, I think it was just a bot that is scanning internet, looking for insecure installation of Kubernetes. And I think they spot me and automatically they deploy the payload, and I was hit. It was on target and very, very quick. So we have to face this kind of problem. Quick reason I found quick advantages to automate the security operation. The first one is to do more checks, to cover a bigger perimeter of assets and make more control of on each stacks. To do it more often, to have a continuous check to try to reduce the windows of exposure, to do it more efficiently, to reduce the time of low value adding tasks, to focus on more complex security case, and to reduce and manage cost every day. To help us to do compliance and benchmark. Well, I'm in a financial institution, and compliance, we are driven by the compliance. So it's very, very important in our case. So at this moment of the presentation, you should be agreed that automation is the solution. By the way, we found a lot of drawbacks or several known limits of this automation. Of course, if we automate a lot of things, we will potentially increase the number of alerts, the number of false positives. So we have to find a tricky way to reduce this. It's very inefficient for functional vulnerabilities. Automating things is for technical vulnerabilities, just to check that an insecure configuration is present or a non-patch version is here. And what about qualification and contextualization of vulnerabilities? Automating things means that you have tools to perform this. It's another tool for this, and you have to manage it, to exploit it, maybe to pay license on this. And it's extremely inefficient if you don't have a cyber defense strategy. It's the key. If you just perform the scan without a strategy, there is no reason to do that. So, by the way, we also built a PatrOwl for automating SecOps because we found the ratio of advantages was greater than drawbacks. So we built this. The idea behind PatrOwl is about these 4 incentives. The first thing is to benefit the power of automation and orchestration. To benefit the power of best-of-breed tools, we don't have to create a new tool. We just have to use tools that are very good in their fields. We also try to provide to set and provide security policies that means that align with TTPs, and try to figure out how to add expertise in this case. The architecture, there is 2 main components for PatrOwl. There is the PatrOwl manager, which is a web application. Also, you can also use the features using the REST API, but it's a web UI. You can define your assets, manage your engine, set your policies, schedule your scan, get the findings, and get the reports. And you also have the engines. Engines are micro applications that perform the scan, get the result from the scanner, format the result, and send back the result to PatrOwl. This architecture, it's very useful for asynchronous scans and periodic scan, and we can also scale our platform in this way. We can have an engine. We have an Nmap engine. You can install a probe on your internal network, on your admin network, on the internet, and manage all these probes in a single from a single view. Yeah, you can find some information on online scanning services, get some CTI feeds. You can make set alerting rules and create the tickets automatically, or just on demand, or just inject the data in your SAME. At the moment, we support all of these tools, Nmap, Nessus, SSL Lab, and so on. The idea behind was to prove that we can have a single application to cover a multiple security area, so security domains. And this architecture give us an opportunity to really have a full stack overview of our risk, because all of these tools are scanning, are making security assessment in their fields. And all these applications are integrated in Docker images, so you don't have to install the client or SSL scan to recompile, etc. Everything is embedded in a single engine, so you don't have to manage dependencies or so on. We have, of course, a lot of ideas for engines: OpenVAS, MISP, Shodan, ONIF, and so on. And the next challenge will be the cloud. For us, we want to make engines to check conformity on AWS, Azure, and GCP. First, in using existing tools, and create our new in a few months. We found that this platform, it's a framework that we can use it in a different way in various use cases. We have the data leaks monitoring internet-facing system, just to add you to track vulnerabilities and remediation, to monitor phishing scenario, to help you with regular and compliance steps, security assessment, monitoring assets of attackers. To do the first steps on penetration testing, the recon step, to have a quick overview of your assets before starting your assessment, and helping to secure the CI/CD pipeline using the SAST, the container security tools, and so on. If you have to remember just a few things on PatrOwl, the first thing, it's open source, so it's free. It costs you nothing to start, say, security checks at a professional level in an efficient way. This is turnkey application, turnkey solution. Every component is available through Docker images. It's open source. You can adapt it, customize it to your specific need. If you want to create your engine, it's about 4 to 5 days for the first one, and then it will be quicker for the next time. It can help you to have a full stack and continuous assessment to keep you always updated for fewer cyber exposure. So for big companies, it's an opportunity to aggregate findings of existing security tools, and for newcomers in security, it's an opportunity to bring them capacities to quickly improve their security maturity. So again, it's an open source project. Contribution is needed, and the first thing is, if you have the opportunity to try it and to give us feedback, it will be very, very nice. So it's up to you. It's the real end of the presentation. Thank you. You have question? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. And who had a question? Yes.
Thank you. Yes, it seems like a really interesting platform. I especially like the fact that it's turnkey, so you can just click a button and go. Can you please elaborate on the DNS management use case in there with OWL_DNS?
Yeah. OWL_DNS is an application we created. It's not just an aggregation of Python client to get who is data, to search from subdomains using a sublister and so on. And there is also a connector to blacklist, to DNS blacklist, just to have a constant overview of your IP and the DNS, just to check they are not in public blacklist.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, let's give a final round of applause for Nicolas.